It's story time with Neon Cow. Neon Cow, story time. Neon Cow, story time. You know, stories, they've been long since passed down as cautionary tales of lost love and crippling accidents and monsters in the dark. The cowboy song story has a similar past. Well, I've wrestled y'all up some good old-fashioned murder mystery right here in the Pokey Hills of the Ozarks, deep in the pines near the Arkansas line. A place where it's still covered in ghosts of native tribes and animal bones, witches in the dark, and all sorts of magic. We find ourselves looking at a modest homestead, with chickens and dirt. Flowers littered the lawn. It has a little path made of river rocks heading up to the yellow door. There we meet a modest Midwest family. Monty, the matriarch of this house, wise and sharp, and is often found drinking, howling, and speaking some sort of soothsayer phrases. She was born in Poland and is a first-generation immigrant to the Americas. She is proud and keen on keeping clean. She may be making moonshine, but she loves Jesus. Helping out Monty on the front porch are her two gruff and scruffy giant men. Both are chatting Monty up as if she's some sort of boss of some sort.
Now you hear, Ma. Ain't no one coming looking for you if you ain't come back. 'Cause ain't no one got time for this mess that you're making.
Now, Ma, listen up here. We think there's something evil afoot in them hills.
As she gets into her small wagon cart, pulled by two black goats. Like a demon from the abyss, she yells as she glides off into the distance.
Get the job done, you crack-ups, or I'll be done with your asses.
The two men look at each other, and then over to their beloved mules.
You don't think she'd hurt Clarissa, do you?
She been aiming to for years now, Big. Now come on, we got a job to do before she returns with all that hellfire she done gone looking for.
Now, these boys are known for getting into some sloppy situations. They often find themselves selling somebody something they ain't meant to be having in the first place. When Ma sends them on a job, that's when they end up doing some unspeakable things. Like this one time. Yeah, honey? No, I'd like some cream in that. Thank you. Anyways, where were we? Oh, that's right, the boys. The boys were trouble. Well, this situation was going to prove to be their undoing.
If we wait just long enough, maybe old Lady Phillips will croak. Job done.
You dope. Ma don't want no old lady body. Now she done gave me the list. The body's gotta be fresh as the spring, and sweeter than child's candy, and simple in mind. I bet he works at the haircutter's place,
Yeah, I know the haircut man with the scar over his eye. Well, I wouldn't describe him as fresh or sweet, more kind of old and smelly.
You're right. He ain't fresh. Not one bit.
They just sat there all day, naming nearly everybody from their little town. No one seemed to know who Ma was asking for. They didn't want to collect the wrong person, Just as they were about to want to call it quits, a stranger's shadow appeared in front of them. Tall, skinny, had a voice of pure honey, and smelt like sweet flowers. This man asked the server for a glass of water and how much that would be.
I'm Hardy. I just saw you come into town, and I'm gonna need you to come with us.
Before the man could protest, Big and Hardy picked him up and walked him off. Now everyone knows not to ask them boys what they're up to. Probably got to get hexed or something from old Ma. Even when something like this is keep happening, them stealing them bodies. It's nearly midnight now, and the two brothers wait anxiously at their kitchen table, waiting for Ma to come back from the woods. The boys sat dead asleep up in them kitchen chairs in front of the door where the kidnapped guests slept. You hear rustling at the door. Big jumps up and starts to shouting.
Now just what in the hell are you spouting off about?
No, nothing, man. I was dreaming I was a big old chicken riding on the back of an even bigger cow. It was so real.
A knock happened on the front door. You see, down in the town, this old boy showed up, scratches all over him, ear missing, naked as the day he was born, but no one knew who he was. When he showed up to the bar earlier, where Big and Howdy had nabbed him, the boy collapsed on the floor, dead as a nail. When they rolled him over, a bunch of frogs and lizards came oozing out of his mouth. The townfolk knew who was to blame. As they reached the homestead of Ma and pulled up with her cart, there was a fire in her eyes.
What's all this? Have you come for tea? Or perhaps something with more meat? Never mind, you fools. Where are me boys? Have you strung 'em up yet in the moors? Don't talk too quick. Don't pause to think. Get out of my hair, you clog my sink.
Just then the boys ran out of the house to see what all the yelling was about, and there was Ma, screaming at some shrubs. They had no clue what had just happened, and they had just run to the guest room to find that it was empty.
Oh, hell, Ma! He got away! Howdy and I've been waiting in here for so long, we thought we'd never see you again. Or be able to go back into town. Dagnabbit!
Yeah, Ma, what were you doing out there? And who were you yelling at?
Don't worry, boys. Something magical is gonna happen tonight. Boys, me boys, don't worry. Boys, don't worry tonight. Boys, don't worry. Something magical is gonna happen tonight. Not me boys. Don't worry. As we sleep, they won't know what's come over them.
Night casted a shadow over the town. Fog rolled into the backyards, graveyards, and fields of fescue. It rolled into the streets and onto porches. It filled every inch of that sleepy little town with a thick white fog, making dark promises of choking out someone. Even the horses felt the chill and uneasy creep in the air. In the house, where the fire burned bright into the wee morning, strange noises muted the morning dew. Big and Howdy slept like big old babies in their mama's living room. Before too long, Big had startled awake and screaming in some sort of terror. Then the others started to scream. Big slapped Howdy awake, and they looked out the window.
Oh, hell no. Mom doing something so wrong. What do you think's gonna happen?
Ma! Ma! Come on, where are you? What in the hell are we gonna do?
Ma didn't answer. She didn't make a squeak like normal. She wasn't even in the house. The brothers ran outside and down the road to the tree to catch the view of all the commotion. As the fog cleared the streets, they saw a shadowy figure standing over the small lump of fabric. The figure was a tall, skinny sort, had a strange scent of fresh morning dew, and when you could make it out, they saw their Ma, dead on the dirt ground. Big started screaming.
Oh, sweet Lord! Mama! 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 What's going on here?
What happened?
What the hell?
Who are you, man?
Man, who
What
are
the hell?
you?
The man just stood there holding a bloody knife. His eyes glowed with the root of red hue. He barked at Howdy to get back. The man seemed to morph in broad daylight in front of everyone. He looked like some nasty, snarling beast. Some say he looked like the skunk-ache of the Ozarks. Some claimed he turned into a giant wolf. The beast snatched Ma up into his nasty claws, screamed at the crowd again, and then jumped off into them deep, dark woods.
I gotta do something about this. If Ma's really gone, we're gonna have some problems coming our way, brother.
Well, as I see it, brother, Ma died. Scary things live out in them woods. We just keep being good kids. Think we'll make it out alive.
You sound just like Monty, our sweet, fallen Ma. I'm torn up about not being able to bury her next to Pa and Auntie Merle. I gotta find her.
The boy stood up and looked forward into the dark woods before them, not knowing what was there, what they were going to find, what they were going to have to kill.
Tune in next time for the conclusion of this hideous tale. Will Big and Hardy find Ma's body? Will they have to kill the beast? Only you can find out.